Hey everyone, welcome to Piano Lessons with Tunes with Tina. The only thing you need is this book right here, Piano Adventures by Faber. It's the lesson book and it's the primer level. I will include a link underneath the video. Let's get started. Let's open up your books to page 4. The only thing you need to know on page 4 is how to sit right at the piano. Make sure you're a good distance from the piano. You're not too far away, not too close. And then make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, but you're keeping your shoulders nice and relaxed. Okay, let's go on to page 5. Page 5 is just making sure we have a nice curved, round hand shape. So you don't want to be straight. You don't want to have straight fingers like this. You don't want to have a claw. You want to have a nice, relaxed, curved hand position. Okay, let's move on. Page 6. On page 6, we're learning our finger numbers. These are very important. You need to memorize these. We always start counting with the thumbs. So our thumbs are number 1. Our pointer fingers are number 2. Our middle fingers, number 3. Ring fingers, number 4. And our pinkies are 5. So just remember, 1 is the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving on, page 8 and 9, we're learning which way is higher on the piano and which way is lower. So if we start on middle C and we go to the left, the notes get lower. If we start in the middle and we go to the right, the notes get higher. Let's go on. Let's play our first song on page 10 called Two Black Ants. So the first thing you need to know is the piano is grouped into groups of 3 black notes and groups of 2 black notes. So for this one, we only need to use the groups of 2 black notes. And we're going to start with our left hand and we're going lower. And we're using finger numbers 2 and 3. So pointer finger and middle finger. And we're going to go like this. 2, 3, together. Next group of 2. 2, 3, together. Lower. One more time. Great. On page 11, we're going to do the same thing with our right hand, but this time we're going to go higher. 2, 3, together. Higher. Last one. Excellent. Let's go on. Page 12 and 13. We're going to do the same thing, but this time we're using groups of 3 black notes. So we're also going to need to use our second finger, third finger, and our 4th finger. So let's start in the middle of the piano, group of 3 black notes, left hand moving lower. 2, 3, 4, together. Lower. One more. Great. Page 13, we're going to do the same thing with our right hand. Going higher. 2, 3, 4, together. And on the last one, they just want you to do together. Great. Let's go on. On page 14, they are introducing the quarter note. So the quarter note looks like this. The quarter note equals 1 count or 1 beat. So anytime we're talking about counts or beats or rhythm, we're talking about how long are we going to hold each note. So the quarter note, we're going to hold it for 1. So it's just like this. 1. Quarter. Okay? Now on page 15, we're using both hands. We're set up on 2 groups of 2 black notes. And you're going to do 2 and 3 together at the same time in the right hand and the left hand. And they're going to have you alternate like this. Right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left. Again. quarter notes. Quarter, 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 quarter. Okay? Moving on. Page 16, the walking song. We're using both hands and we're finding groups of 3 black notes. And we're using fingers 2, 3, and 4. We're going to start with our right hand. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Left hand. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Great. Let's move on to page 17. We have some repeated notes. So anytime there's a note that doesn't have a number, it's the same number as the previous one. Starting with right hand. Second finger, same hand position as the last song. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3. Left hand. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. Great job. Moving on. Anytime you need to pause and practice any of these songs, feel free. All right, we're on page 18. On page 18, we are learning all about the half note. The half note is 2 beats. Okay, so we talked about the quarter note, which is 1 beat, but the half note is twice as long. It's 2 beats. So the half note is going to be like this. 1, 2. What I like to say is half note. That way it reminds me to hold it longer. So on page 19, we're going to practice that half note. So we're going to get our hands set up, both hands, groups of 3 black notes. We're using 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to practice quarter notes and half notes like this. Quarter, quarter, half note. Quarter, quarter, half note. Quarter, 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 half note. Left hand. Half note. Half note. Half note. Excellent. Let's move on. Page 20. On page 20, they are introducing dynamics. So dynamics are how loud or how soft we play at the piano. So the first dynamic level is an F. The F stands for forte, which means loud. And the P is piano, and it means soft. And all these terms are in Italian, by the way. So let's get started. Same hand position that we were on before. We're going to start with our right hand, second finger, nice and forte, nice and loud. Half note, half note. Now soft. Half note, half note. Left hand, forte. Half note, soft. If you're wondering how to play loud and how to play soft, you're just going to use more weight and more pressure when you're playing loud, and when you're playing soft, you're going to use a lot less weight and less pressure. Don't press down as hard. So you got to be a lot more controlled with piano, with soft. All right, we're on page 22 and 23. Old MacDonald Had a Song. This song is on 2 pages. So here, our hand position is going to be right hand on the group of 3 black notes, but left hand is on the group of 2 black notes. So we're closer together with our hands. We have quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes in this one. So we got to watch out for that. We're going to start with our right hand, and we're going to start nice and forte, loud, okay? Here we go. 2, 2, 2, left hand, 3, 2, 2, half note, back to right. 4, 4, 3, 3, hold that whole note. Now we got to repeat it, so we do that line again. Half note. Hold that whole note. Next page starts soft. Half note. Half note. Forte. Left hand. Great job. Let's move on. Page 24. On page 24, they're introducing the names of the notes on the piano. So the musical alphabet is this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then it starts over. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So this lowest note of the piano is A. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 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 A, B, C. Now, we don't expect you to have to count up every time you need to know a note. So we have to start to memorize what they look like. So on page 25, we're going to memorize what the 3 white notes surrounding the group of 2 black notes, what those 3 are. So when you find that group of 2, there's 3 notes surrounding it, and it's C, D, and E. Any group of 2 black notes, the notes surrounding it, C, D, and E. So we need to start memorizing that. So on page 25, we're going to start with the lowest group of 2 black notes and play C, D, E. Find the next one, C, D, E. Keep going higher, C, D, E. Next one, C, D, E. Last one. Good. And the only other thing you need to know is this C right here is special because we call it middle C. It's the middle of the piano. It's a C, but we call it middle C. And I'm going to reference everything to middle C. So this is where it is. Definitely memorize where that one is. Middle C. Let's go on. Page 26. We're going to play Merrily We Roll Along, which is, it's like Mary Had a Little Lamb. And we're going to be on C, D, and E for both hands. So it doesn't matter if you're here, C, D, and E. It doesn't matter if you're here, C, D, and E. We just need to be on C, D, and E with both hands. Let's start with our right hand. 4th finger on E. E, D, C, D, E, 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 D, 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 E, E, E. Left hand. Half note. Hold that whole note. Beautiful. Okay, so really memorize C, D, and E. Okay, let's go on. Page 27, we are now memorizing the other 4 notes of the musical alphabet. So if you find the group of 3 black notes, those notes surrounding those are F, G, A, B. So we're going to do the same thing we did before, starting the lowest, F, G, A, B. Go to the next group, F, G, A, B. Keep going higher, F, G, A, B, F, G, A, B, F, G, A, B, F, G, A, B. Last time, F, G, A, B. Great. It's really easy to get G and A confused because they look so similar. So just remember, G is on the left, A is on the right. Okay, let's go on. Page 28. On page 28, we are going to be in C position for both hands. So what I mean by C position is C has to be the lowest note of each hand. So C position in the right hand means our thumb, our first finger is on C. C position in the left hand means our pinky, our 5th finger is on C. So we need to memorize what C position means because we're going to use that a lot. So we're going to start with our left hand. We're going to start forte, and it's C, D, E, F, G, 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 Excellent. Okay, we're going to stay with the same hand position for page 29. We're going to start with our right hand this time, and we have some repeated notes. Here we go. Half note. Half note. Now left hand comes in on G. Great job. Let's move on. Page 30. On page 30, it's Ode to Joy, so a lot of you will recognize this. We are in C position for both hands, so make sure C is your lowest note for both hands. But our first note is going to be E, E with our third finger for both hands. But we're going to start with our left hand. So starting with E. Right hand. Great job. Let's go on to page 31, C story. Now our hand position is different in our left hand. Our left hand is going to go to C being where your thumb is. And really this is called F position because F is our lowest note. But our right hand stays in C position, okay? So C is going to be where your both thumbs are for this one. Now, left hand, we're going C, B, A, B, C, B, A, G, F, G, A, B, C, C, C. Right hand. That whole note. Good. I forgot to mention that the MF dynamic level here at the beginning means mezzo forte, which means medium loud. Okay? All right, moving on.